Have you ever pondered the unlikely connection between Christianity and Buddhism, two of the world's most practiced religions? This question, at first glance, might seem to be probing at a rather peculiar intersection. After all, Christianity, originating from the West, and Buddhism, from the East, may seem worlds apart. Yet, there's a fascinating tapestry of shared themes and unique contrast between them that is waiting to be unraveled. The purpose of our exploratory journey today is to delve into this intriguing connection. But why, you might ask, should such a connection be of any interest? Well, the answer is quite simple. Both religions, with their vast followings, have shaped human thought, culture, and society in profound ways. Understanding their intersections, therefore, could help us understand the very fabric of our diverse world. So what are some of the key similarities and differences between Christianity and Buddhism? To begin with, both religions espouse the virtues of love, compassion, and forgiveness, and both have a rich tradition of monastic life. Yet they differ greatly in their views about the divine. Christianity is centered on the belief in a personal God, while Buddhism does not advocate the existence of a creator deity. Our journey through this documentary will take a chronological approach. We will trace the birth of both religions, their historical interactions, and the shared themes that have emerged over time. By doing so, we hope to shed light on how these two major religions, though seemingly distinct, have influenced each other and the world around them. In the end, we aim to foster a greater understanding and appreciation of the intricate connections between Christianity and Buddhism. We believe that such understanding can pave the way for more fruitful interfaith dialogues, promoting mutual respect and peaceful coexistence. So buckle up and prepare to embark on a journey through time, across continents, and into the heart of two of the world's most influential religions. Join us on this enlightening journey to explore the historical connections between Christianity and Buddhism. To understand the connection, we must first delve into the origins of these two religions. Buddhism, one of the world's oldest religions, traces its roots back to the 6th century BC. The spiritual journey began with Siddhartha Gautama, a prince from the small Shakya kingdom located in present-day Nepal. Despite his royal upbringing, Siddhartha was deeply moved by the suffering he witnessed outside his palace walls. This led him to renounce his princely life in search of enlightenment, a journey that culminated under a Bodhi tree where he attained nirvana, thus becoming Buddha, the enlightened one. His teachings, known as Dharma, form the foundation of Buddhism, a religion that emphasizes the path to liberation from suffering. On the other hand, Christianity emerged around the 1st century AD in what is now modern-day Israel. The central figure is Jesus Christ, a man whose birth, life, death, and resurrection are chronicled in the New Testament of the Bible. Jesus is believed to be the Son of God, sent to earth to save humanity from sin. His teachings, filled with parables and sermons, emphasized love, compassion, and forgiveness. After his crucifixion and subsequent resurrection, Jesus' followers, known as apostles, spread his teachings far and wide, leading to the establishment of Christianity. The timeline of these two religions shows a gap of approximately 500 years. Buddhism, older of the two, had already spread across much of Asia by the time Christianity began to take root in the Roman Empire. Despite the geographical and temporal distance, these two religions share a surprising number of parallels, which we will delve into in later sections. The lives of Buddha and Jesus Christ, their teachings, and the religions they inspired have shaped the course of human history. Their impact continues to be felt today, with millions of followers around the globe seeking guidance and solace in their teachings. With their origins established, we can now explore the historical interactions between these two religions. The historical interactions between Christianity and Buddhism have been a topic of intrigue for scholars. This intrigue stems from the fact that these two religions, though geographically far apart, have had instances of overlap and influence. The first recorded interactions between Christians and Buddhists can be traced back to the early centuries of the Common Era. Buddhism, having originated in India, slowly spread across Asia. Christianity, born in the Middle East, also began its journey across continents. The Silk Road, a network of trade routes, became the stage where these two religions first met. In the 4th century, a Christian monk named John Cassian introduced ideas and practices that echo Buddhist thought into Christian monasticism. His teachings on mindfulness and contemplation have parallels to Buddhist meditation techniques. Fast forward to the 13th century, we find more recorded interactions. The Franciscan monk William of Rubruck documented his encounters with Buddhist monks during his travels in Mongolia. He noted the similarities between Christian and Buddhist monastic life, from the vows of celibacy to the commitment to poverty and simplicity. As trade and exploration increased during the Middle Ages, so did the spread of both religions. Buddhism moved into the Far East, reaching countries like Japan and Korea. Christianity, on the other hand, spread to Europe and later to the Americas. While there's no direct evidence of one religion massively influencing the other during these early centuries, the parallels in thought and practice suggest some level of mutual influence. These similarities may be attributed to the shared human experience, or perhaps to the cross-pollination of ideas along the Silk Road. The instances of interaction between Buddhism and Christianity were not always harmonious. There were periods of conflict and misunderstanding. However, these interactions also fostered dialogue and mutual learning, which continue to this day. These early interactions set the stage for a deeper intertwining of Buddhist and Christian thoughts. The story of these two religions is not just a tale of separate paths, but also a narrative of intersections, shared lessons, and mutual respect. Despite their distinct origins and doctrines, Buddhism and Christianity share some strikingly similar themes. One such theme that shines brightly in both religions is compassion. In Buddhism, compassion or karuna is one of the four sublime states of mind, a state where one wishes to alleviate the suffering of others. Similarly, in Christianity, compassion is deeply rooted in the teachings of Jesus. He encouraged his followers to show compassion towards all, irrespective of their race, religion, or social status. Love, another shared theme, is at the core of both faiths. In Christianity, love is seen as the greatest virtue, with Jesus' commandment to love thy neighbor as thyself. Buddhism, too, places immense value on love, or metta, which is a sincere wish for the welfare and genuine happiness of all beings, without exception. The concept of suffering also finds common ground in both religions. Christianity views suffering as a part of human existence, originating from the original sin, but it is also seen as a means to spiritual growth. On the other hand, Buddhism's Four Noble Truths revolve around the reality of suffering, its origins, its cessation, and the path leading to its cessation. Both religions, in their unique ways, offer a path to alleviate or transcend this suffering. Interestingly, these shared themes might suggest a possible influence on each other. However, it's essential to remember that while there are shared themes, the interpretation and application of these themes can vary significantly between the two religions. The similarities in these themes do not necessarily imply a direct influence, but rather an intersection of human understanding and experience. They reflect the universal human yearning for compassion, love, and a way to deal with suffering. These shared themes are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the connection between Buddhism and Christianity. As we've seen, the connection between Christianity and Buddhism is a complex and fascinating subject. We've journeyed back in time, delving into the origins of these two religions, where we found that both were born out of a profound desire to understand the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. We've walked through the corridors of history, witnessing the interactions of these two spiritual paths. From the Silk Road merchants to the Christian missionaries in Asia, we've seen how the followers of Christ and the Buddha have met, conversed, and influenced one another in ways that are as surprising as they are profound. We've also explored the shared themes between Christianity and Buddhism, the emphasis on compassion, the pursuit of wisdom, the call to ethical living. These common threads, woven through the tapestry of these two traditions, speak to the universal human quest for meaning and transcendence. Yet it's important to recognize the differences too. Each of these religions offers a unique perspective, a distinct path towards the divine. They challenge us, in their own ways, to confront our deepest fears and longings, to cultivate virtues, and to live with purpose and integrity. Understanding the connections between Christianity and Buddhism, then, is not about seeking a simplistic synthesis or blurring the lines between distinct faiths. Rather, it's about appreciating the rich diversity of human spiritual expression. It's about recognizing that, Despite our differences, we are all striving towards the same goal: to live with wisdom, compassion, and peace. In this exploration, we've seen that the dialogue between Christianity and Buddhism is not merely an academic exercise, it's a living conversation, one that continues to evolve and enrich our understanding of the human spirit. It's a dialogue that invites us to look beyond our own beliefs, to listen with open hearts, and to deepen our commitment to the shared values of love, justice, and compassion. Exploring the connection between Christianity and Buddhism not only enriches our understanding of these two religions, but also sheds light on the interconnectedness of human thought and spirituality.